Good morning. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Brutus, you were the first one in today. Kudos to you. You win the make believe prize of being first. What's up, everybody? What's up? Good morning, George. George is number dos. Brother George, man, is dos. Good morning, everybody. We're back. Like Backstreet said, Backstreet's back. We're back. Let's see. Did I do this last Sunday? I don't remember. Yes, I did do this stream last Sunday with no coffee and no cigars, but we're back. We got coffee. We got a cigar today. Let me show you the cigar of the day today. This is a tasty treat from Ozinger. Today we are doing the Pie Synthesis Special Edition 2024. This one had the, that one's going to have the brown foot. That one has the brown foot band. This is the brown. This is Special Edition 2024. Pie Synthesis. That's what we're doing today with Cinnabon Coffee. Good morning, Keith. George, how we doing? Was it 2 weeks ago? I could have swore I did. Oh, that's right. We had a funeral Saturday. Wife's family was in. Her grandmother passed away, so we had a funeral Saturday, and we had birthday party with the family on Sunday. So that's right. I was not here last Sunday. I was here the Sunday before. I will be back next Sunday. And then there will be a couple-week break. Possibly I got to have surgery the following Friday. So next Sunday we will be here. And hopefully we'll only miss one Sunday, but it may be 2 Sundays. Yeah. Yo, good morning, Brutus. You were the first here, then you left, and now you're the last here. Jeff, what's up, man? You at that Home Depot yet? You doing that Home Depot stuff? Pie Synthesis. I couldn't figure out what to smoke, and I was like, you know what? Let's get this one out. Let's get a cigar that tastes like coffee and chocolate to go with my cinnamon coffee, you know? Walking the dog, is that slang for jerking off? Yep. Walking the dog, man. George is just happy that he can put up his fingerless gloves for a couple of days because it's no snow on the ground and it's not freezing. But if you guys in the South have our weather right now, it went from snow on the ground to a week of rain. But at least we're not freezing. At least it's not freezing rain. But it definitely sucks. I woke up this morning and it was already raining here. So it's going to be set in all day. Supposed to be some thunderstorms in the evening time, but we'll survive. 38 right now. Holy shit, George. Let me see what my temp is. I guarantee you I'm in the 50s. I know we didn't get that cold last night. My temp outside right now, drum roll please, 54 degrees. With a high of 63 today. We're in the 60s. The next 3 days, we hit 71 Wednesday, then we drop back to 59, then we'll be 60s and 70s. Yeah, George is going to get back to the cold up in his favorite place to go, Philadelphia. Yeah, your high will be what we are right now, basically. What's going on, everybody? What are we smoking? What's happening? Tell me something new. What am I missing? What the hell's going on? Is there some new cigars that we just have to try yet? I'm pretty pissed off that the Korloff is coming out. So it's 1,500 boxes. Tatuaje. I love my Monster series. But so far, everybody I've seen that are selling the boxes are making you bundle it with the Tuxla, and they're wanting $500 for the bundle. And mama didn't raise no fool, guys. I'm not paying $500 for a bundle when I only want one of the boxes, you know? 63. We're not asking you your age, Keith. Not asking your age. A Trinarchal Buck by never heard of them. How is that, Brutus? You're smoking the Connecticut version. Okay. Is that the one with the dinosaur on the label? Just curious. Is that the dinosaur label one? Dude, man, George, never sleep on diesel, man. Never, ever sleep on diesel. I got dirty hooked on some good diesels, but yeah, that diesel vintage. And the good thing about diesel, well, there's two good things. So they're made by AJ Fernandez. A lot of people don't realize that. But number two, they're always very, very good price. Normally, they're like on a forever clearance, most of the diesels. So if you go to Cigars International, you can always pick up diesels, diesel bundles, cheap. Sometimes they come with ashtrays. I've got some nice diesel ashtrays through the years. Uh, but yeah, man, don't ever sleep on diesel. Dirty Birdie, you said yes. What are we saying yes to? Oh, the Home Depot. Gotcha. Must be a bad delay. Anybody smoking anything yet other than Brutus? Yeah, you can't beat that, George. Like I said, a lot of times that's the forever price. It's like they're 50% off all the time. Who has had this pie synthesis? If you haven't had this, have you had the other pie synthesis? So there's a red band. I think there was a purple band, and now you got the brown band. Anybody had the Circle of Life yet by West Tampa? Also, I have that in my queue to get a 5-pack on small batch. I haven't pulled the trigger yet. So we have not pulled the trigger on that. Yes, sir, Keith. Yep, that's one of his many cigars he makes for other people. I like I love the diesel, and I love the Man of War series also. That's too, like, that's primarily like when I buy something off Cigars International, it's Man of War, or it's diesel. So the Circle of Life is pretty good. I've seen some people saying it's good. I've seen some people saying it's mediocre. Okay, I've had that Connecticut then. So yeah, I don't know where I got it from, but I've had that Connecticut. It's a white label with a dinosaur like bones or something on the label. I'm trying to keep up, Dirty. You know, it's hard. I'm sitting here with two monitors going, trying to keep up with all you. So have you had a cigar yet, Dirty? Being that you're doing honeydews at Home Depot. I did not smoke a cigar yesterday. I did manage to get one in Friday. I smoked the Friday morning. I was doing some work from home on the laptop, and I did the Espinosa Crema. So I did get that in Friday. So I'm not back up to 2 to 3 cigars a day. I am not. I'm not even up to 1 cigar a day, but I would say I'm up to 2 to 3 cigars a week. I'm slowly getting back to where we need to be. The shaka. That's a great cigar. Good way to start the morning. Did you have your Snickers coffee with it? I'm out of my Snickers coffee at home. I got to buy some more, but I still have my Cinnabon. But I definitely got to get some Snickers coffee. They do have a. Oh man, there was another flavor I ordered for my office yesterday. Oh man, I'll have to let you know. I'll take a picture of it once I get it to the office, and I'll let you guys know if it's pretty good. Shit, hang on, I may have it on my phone. I ordered it from Target. Let me pull up the Target app. So I got a new coffee to try. Yo, what's up, Brutus? Here, look, I got fancy. I'm running dual cameras today. I'll show you. We're smoking the Pie Synthesis Brown 2024 limited edition. This one came with a brown wrapper on the bottom. That's what we're rolling with today. Yeah, I hooked up a cigar cam today because I'm actually using an actual Canon camera as my camcorder, so it can't do both. It can't focus far out and it can't focus up close. So I make that one focus on me, and then for you other ones, I just put a second camera up. Okay, so where do you look at your recent orders? Purchase history. Okay, so the coffee I just bought, it's going to make me log in. Of course you are. And then, of course, my password's on. I got a new iPhone this week, and every app that I would normally am logged into, I'm not logged into anymore. Okay, so here it is, guys. Cinnabon cinnamon roll. You know, let me get y'all. Y'all know this is like Old Faithful right here. This is the coffee I drink a lot of. That's the Cinnabon. So Cinnabon has well, it may not be new, but it's definitely new to me because I just seen it this week. It's Cinnabon caramel pecan. Look at that. Look at that. So it's the Cinnabon brand, but it's caramel pecan. So it's cinnamon roll, a caramel pecan cinnamon roll. Come on. Tell me that ain't going to be good. So that will be at my office waiting on me tomorrow. I will let you know how that coffee is. Thank you, Brutus. This actually I found at Walmart. Yo, what's up, Brutus? You found me on both platforms. I'm trying something new, Brutus. My last stream, I also went live on my Twitch account, so I see you found me. But yeah, this actually, I got this Scarface shirt. I got a white Jason Voorhees shirt with the little, it's just the mask all over it. But yeah, that Walmart hanging up on the rack. Oh, you're out of the Snickers too, yeah. So that's what I ordered for the office. I ordered the regular cinnamon roll. I got that caramel pecan cinnamon roll. I'm like, come on, let me try that. And I bought more Snickers. So I even got my employee hooked on the Snickers coffee. Yes, sir. I'm going to attempt 2 cups of coffee. I'm not back to drinking coffee daily too. So that's another thing because my gallbladder is fucking giving me fits. So I've been trying to take it easy. So today is going to be the first day in probably a month that I'm going to attempt 2 cups of coffee, and I only have 1 coffee during the week. So I tell you what, I have. That's probably been the worst, not having my coffee every morning, getting used to coffee, you know. So Brutus, back to your cigar you're smoking. So I've had the Connecticut. It is a solid smoke, but how about the Maduro? I've never had the Maduro. Never had it. You need to sync your profiles, Brutus. You have a different profile photo on Twitch as you do YouTube. Man, I tell you what, I bought this cigar shit when they dropped. I bought 5-pack from small batch. This thing's smoking quick. You like the Maduro a lot better? I may try to pick that up. Like I said, I don't remember where somebody, man, it was years ago. It's when I first started barrel burners. I was gifted the Connecticut. I don't remember who sent it to me, what was going on, but I know for a fact I did have one. Yeah, you know, Brutus, I said, what the fuck? What the fuck not? I mean, I have a Twitch account. I can make money on my Twitch account. So why not just simulcast this stream over on Twitch and make money, you know, man? If I wrap a couple subs or donations or, you know, why not try to make me a little money in the process? I got to support cigar habits and doctor's appointments lately. I've never even seen The Red Knight. So we got football Sunday, guys. What's your predictions? We got 2 games today. We got 2 conference championships today. Whoa. Okay, don't go to NFL yet. Let's start college football. Who watched the college football championship? I did not. I told y'all guys I would not. I wish they would have tied. I hate both teams. And you know what? I never seen nobody talking about the national championship after the national championship was over. It wasn't like previous years. There was like no hype, no build up. I didn't see nothing other than the next day. I seen like one post on who won. Nobody gave a fuck about this national championship. Who the fuck cared about Notre Dame and Ohio State? Was it a good game? Did you enjoy it, Keith? Did you at least enjoy it, you know? Shit, I may have to get 2 cigars a day. I lit this thing 10 minutes before the stream started because I'm like, this cigar is going to take a while. And, dude, Skyline Chili. Yep, before I have my surgery, I'm going to cook me one hell of a pot of chili because chili is my favorite food ever. And I don't know how long it'll be before I could eat it again or ever eat it again. So I am next weekend cooking a pot of chili, and I'm going to hurt myself eating it. Oh, so you actually watched it too, George? Yeah, you know, that is probably the first national championship game I've missed in 20 plus years. I always watch it, but I had no fucking desire to watch either one of those teams play. Oh, yeah. Ohio State. I'm not knocking their talent at all. Nothing I wanted to see, you know? If they could have tied and split the championship, wouldn't have made me no difference. All right, now what's your predictions today, guys? We got 2 games today. Who's going to be in the Super Bowl? So you got Commanders, Eagles, Bills, Chiefs. I think it's going to be Chiefs, Eagles, Super Bowl, but I would love for it to be Chief Commander Super Bowl. We got a LSU quarterback rookie for the Commanders, and he's having a fucking Cinderella of a season, man. I would love to see. Give your predictions and your wants, George. I just gave you my predictions. I would be okay seeing a Skins Bills Super Bowl. I would definitely be okay with that. It's just I like Mahomes, man. I think Mahomes is a class act. I'm okay with Mahomes winning again. If somebody's got to win it, I'd rather Mahomes win it than the Eagles for sure. Commanders, I would love the Commanders to win the Super Bowl this year. I would love to see another LSU player get a championship. Ideally, a perfect world, Commanders takes it all this year. That would be ideal. That would be perfect. Yeah, you got to Google the script. Good morning, Sneaky Pete. Bills Commander Super Bowl. I'd love it. I'm all for it, man. Be one hell of a Super Bowl. I'd watch the shit out of that. All for it. But out of the 4 teams left, I would rather Commanders win out. I would love just to see it. Just the story, man. You go. And then I would like to see them put the Redskins name back on shit next year. Fuck the Commanders shit. Thank you, George. Bring the Skins back because the Indians didn't want it gone. 100%. Fucking Karens with no jobs that needed a cause to get behind are the reason fucking name of a football team got changed. And also, I just love the fact that they're winning now after they sold the team. But 100%, that's history. Those people were proud. Just like the whole Serp thing with the Aunt Mama Serp, like her family, everything, they were proud of that. And then you got to change that because somebody got offended somewhere. You know what? It's called fucking life. You get offended every day of your life. You move on. Fuck it. Get me on these fucking rants with these soft ass people. So we all can agree, Skins. Let's let Washington win a Super Bowl. Let's go. Washington, man, they're playing their ass off right now. Playing their ass off. I really. I think they can take the Eagles. I don't know if they could take the Bills or the Chiefs though. Exact. Well, that's life. That's everybody that's getting offended right now is like that, George. I know, Keith. That was an actual person, and they were proud of that. They were pressured into changing the name and to selling their team. $100. Dumbass shit, man. Dumbass shizik. Tis the world we live in. I'm offended, you're offended. The world we live in, people. Pay attention to who you vote for. Keith, you on cigar number 2 yet, or are you still on that first one? So we got, well, my Eastern time, we got 2 o'clock and then what, a 5:30 game. So back to back, both early games. You won't have a late night game. Pouring my second coffee, brother. I bring 2 coffees to the man cave in my little stay warm cup. Dump them out. I do not have a colostomy bag yet. I'm not that old. Ask me again in about 2 years. Possible. Anything is possible. You finished your walk yet, George? Let's see. What else can we ramble about? So we did college football. Nobody gave a fuck about that game, clearly. NFL predictions. Got to go get some more loofahs. Sitting on the couch. Very nice. So, George, you think Washington has a chance against either the Bills or the Chiefs? If Washington can pull it off today, beat the Eagles, what y'all think, chat? Do you think Washington can beat Bills or the Chiefs? What do you think? Let me know what you think. Well, it's time to light a cigar, George. You should light a cigar right now, brother. Yeah, I mean, we ain't even been 30 minutes yet, and I'm smoked half of this fucking cigar. Interesting, Donnie. You know, nobody thought the Washington would be this far. I think momentum and having nothing to lose makes Washington dangerous. Nobody expected Washington to be here, and they are playing great, man. I think, man, they got an edge about them right now. It's hard. You get on that road. I think if they beat the Eagles this weekend, and I think if they dominantly beat the Eagles, like I'm talking 2 touchdowns or more, beat the Eagles this weekend, man, that confidence level and that fact that, hey, we're not even supposed to be here. Let's fucking go out there and play and have fun. It's going to make them dangerous, man. 100%. I'm telling you, if they fucking beat the Eagles by more than 2 touchdowns, they're going to be dangerous in the Super Bowl. I'm telling you. If the Skins beat the Eagles, they lose to both Bills and Chiefs. Yeah, I'm not a Bills guy. Everybody beats the Cowboys, Brutus, but that's just my prediction. I think they can definitely. I'm not saying they'll win the Super Bowl, but I think they will hang. I think it will be a good Super Bowl just for the fact that they're dangerous. They got nothing to lose, and they're going to have one hell of a momentum riding. And then you never know if it comes to where's the Super Bowl at? The Super Bowl's in New Orleans, so we're not going to deal with snow. Weather will not be a factor this Super Bowl. So you're not going to have to worry about weather. It's going to be indoors at a dome. I mean, it could come down to a couple of interceptions, man. Oh, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law just had their baby. 8 pounds, 15 ounces. I got another little nephew. Barrel burners up. That's their third and final kid, and all have been boys. On the Georgia Dome at the 50-yard line, make your knees touch your elbows. Is that what you're saying? It's some ludicrous? Nobody's lost to the Cowboys since the 80s, Brutus. I think the Cowboys cheerleaders could beat the Cowboys now. I agree, Keith. One game, everyone has a shot, but Josh Allen's playing at a whole other level. Jaden Daniels, man, for a rookie quarterback, has got fucking chip on his shoulder, man. It's crazy, man. I'm telling you. See you later, Dirty. Cheating on me with Home Depot and honeydews. Don't you know there's 6 other days in the week for that stuff? Yeah, man, it's just hard, man. I'm telling you, momentum, a good winning streak, having nothing to lose makes you dangerous. Oh, 100%. It's either what's going to happen, George. What's going to happen? Jaden Daniels is going to be put on the cover of Madden football next year, and everybody knows about the Madden curse. When you get on the cover of Madden, you're injured. So his sophomore slump will be due to injury. So Burrow had fucking sophomore and junior slump, and then this year Burrow was fucking tearing it up again. It took Burrow. Well, Burrow had a couple injuries too. I think so. I think Washington will win today. It is my want. It is my desire, but it's also my prediction. I think Washington can beat them today. $100%. I do think so, guys. Like I said, just my hunch, my hypothesis. On what? 5-stick bet on what, George? We think the same thing. I think. You're saying they will not stop them today. I will do a 5-cigar bet, even odds. I take Washington today. You take Eagles today. Gentleman's bet. Shape. I got you, brother. 5-stick bet. I guarantee you I got 5 Gurkhas left somewhere from back when I started smoking cigars. I tell you what, Whiskey Tater going to be happy if them Eagles win today. What's the weather in Philly like today for that game? Anybody know the Philly weather? Let's see what the weather is going to be like today. All right, here's the weather update. Daddy's home. So when I win, I don't owe you any? What are you talking about? You owe me 5 cigars if I win. It will be mostly sunny with a high of 41 degrees today. Okay, so weather shouldn't be a play. There's no snow and it will be above freezing. So weather, other than being a little cold, yeah. So weather won't be any kind of play in today. So it will be definitely, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We'll see. Correct. Yeah. If your Eagles win today, I owe you 5 cigars. If the Commanders win today, you owe me 5 cigars. Oh no, yeah, yeah, because I told you he was going to have a hell of a year before football season started. I did. I did. Gentleman's bet. I did forget about that, but I told you. I'm going to go back and clip that. I'm going to go back and find the Coffee and Cigars episode where we talked about Barkley, but I 100% live. You guys seen it. I predicted Barkley's year. I told y'all he was going to tear it up. George, and you don't owe me the 5 for Barkley, man. That bomb you sent me that I've been smoking on these Sunday lives, that is plenty for that Barkley bet. We're even. I appreciate you, brother. And I still got 3 cigars out of that bag left because one of them you want to smoke with me. Uh, so you don't owe me nothing. Yeah, the bet he wasn't going to get hurt, but I also said he was going to have a hell of a year over there. We talked about Barkley a while that day, but I said Barkley was going to have a hell of a year and finish without getting hurt. But yeah, you don't owe me. We're even on that bet. That bet is a wash. We're good. Because you hooked me up and you sponsored this stream for fucking like 10, 15 episodes, brother. You only owe me 5 sticks if for the bet today. If I win the bet today. You don't owe me for the Barkley bet. We're wiping that one clean. I just take bragging rights on that. I think a lot of it, shit. It's like, I wonder how hurt he really was in New York, or was he just tired of playing for New York? Because they fucked him. I mean, they cut him because they didn't want to pay him to pay their quarterback, who they don't even have no more. Yeah, that was like what? That was like week 2 or week 3 of the season. We talked about Barkley because I was commenting on George being the Giants fan, how fucking Barkley left and got new life. Hang on 1 second, guys. Make sure my wife's okay. All right, sorry about that, guys. My wife's best friend moved like 2.5 hours away a couple weeks ago. The wife was there visiting her this weekend, um, and she had a visitor tag because at this apartment complex you have to have a visitor tag. So she had a visitor tag. They still put a boot on her car overnight, and she's been trying for 3 hours to get them to move the boot, so she could come home. And the security just told her that, yeah, we see you have a parking pass, but you're not parking in the visitor parking spot. You're in a wrong spot. There's no signs anywhere saying this is visitor or it's not visitor. We can't dispute it right now because their offices are closed till Monday. So my wife has to pay $200 right now to get the boot off of her car so she can come home. And then Monday we got to start fighting this shit. So that's what that was. Eagles definitely have an O line. Giants only had Barkley. They had no quarterback. They depended on him too heavily. Yeah, it was nothing sexy about that phone call. I just had to pay 200 fucking bucks when my wife had a parking pass. Yeah, she's been trying. Literally, they went out this morning. My wife has been trying to leave there since 8 a.m. Central Time this morning, and it took them 2.5 hours to even come to her car. And these are on staff, on premises security guards that work there. They made her sit 2.5 hours. You know, yeah, he played all season because he did not get hurt. They always sit the stars in the last game. You know, I earned a whole nother level of respect for Barkley during that process because he could have broke the Russian record if he would have played that last game, but he wasn't looking for an individual record. He was looking to stay healthy and make a playoff push. Because I really, when I seen he was that close to the record, I really thought he was going to play a couple snaps that last game. Because I mean, you play your whole life, and you may not get to that single season number like that, man. He may never, at his age, honestly. I mean, I thought honestly he was going to have, I mean, 1,000-yard rushing year for sure. Uh, but I mean, he almost got 2,000. Yeah, George. I mean, that's fucked up, man. They made her. She went and signed in at this apartment, got the parking pass, had it hanging. She backed up in the parking spot. So they're seeing the front of her car. They're seeing the pass hang there. And then they're going to give her a fucking boot on her car and say, you're not past parked in visitor parking. And there are no signs on those parking spots that say is no visitors or visitors. There's no signage. So yeah, I'm pissed. I'm pissed for the fact she had to sit there 2.5 hours and still had to pay him $200. That was, you know, that was probably Rich. Rich ain't at church this morning. Rich is working the parking lot where my wife is at. That was Rich ticketed my wife. So y'all tell Rich when y'all see him that wasn't cool to ticket my wife when she had a parking pass. 100%. Woo! That got me fucking sweating in here. I'm pissed. Yep. She just looked again. She even asked the security guard standing there. She goes, "Where are the signs that says this?" He said, "We don't have signs. It's the paint on the ground. If you see yellow lines, that's the visitor." So they don't have signs. They have colors. And get this, her friend has only lived there 2 weeks, so she don't know all this shit. She don't know the rules. The only thing they knew was you have to get a visitor pass or they would put a boot on you. So there was no, so they did that. They immediately went to the office, got a visitor pass, parked right next to her friend. Because normally apartments and stuff, you have your parking spot and then your visitor. Normally you have 2 parking spots, yours and another, and then your visitor spots are next to them. That's how they are here in Louisiana. That's how our other place was. Because the people that live there have a separate tag, Brutus, that shows they actually live there and that's their parking spot. I'm assuming the room numbers are numbered, but you have a tag showing. I would think so too, Brutus. I would think, oh, you're a visitor. Here's your tag. Now make sure you only park in such and such spot. And it's a $200 fine. She stayed one night. She drove there yesterday, stayed last night, woke up this morning to leave and was booted with a visitor tag. I mean, can't you just have common fucking sense and be like, oh, you're a visitor. You have a tag. You did that right. We'll let you slide. Unless somebody's complaining that, oh, they took my spot. I could see that being a problem. Man, I'm telling you. If I would have been there with my wife and this happened, I would probably be in jail right now. Damn, Crazy Veteran got some Eagle Rare in the chat. Look at that. Yeah, I would say 100% I would be in jail over this shit. Yeah, I knew it was around 2000. The last I'd seen, he was like 1900 and something, and that's a hell of a year, man. At that dude's age, to get 2,005 yards and to play the whole season and run for 2,000 yards, dude, that's impressive. That's 100%. That's badass. That's fucking like Fountain of Youth. That's like, I don't know what the fuck he did off season other than having an O-line. Okay, did y'all see that? Did you see the video? You really didn't see it in game, but the video is surfacing around right now. So that run the last game where Barkley run through the middle and got the touchdown. It was a pretty, I think, 20, 30-yard run. But anyway, it lined up, and it wasn't even supposed to be a run to Barkley. And Barkley's telling the quarterback, because they're lined up like shotgun. Barkley's next to the quarterback. And Barkley's like, man, I love the look. I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing. So Barkley right there knew he had them, and they changed the play to the run. Barkley runs through the fucking middle and gets the touchdown, man. George, 28 in running back years is 38, bro. When you're 28 and you've been in a league and those knees have been abused 6, 7, 8 years, that's 38, bro. Running backs don't have the long careers as receivers and QBs. That's why I'm saying he's old. He's league old. Year-wise, he's not old. But league-wise, it's like dog years, man. You take that date of birth and you times it by the magical number, but that dude's knees are approaching 40 years old. I am telling you. That ACL, that MCL, all that shit he's hurt before. That dude's knees are 40. He might be 28, but those dudes' knees are 40. Sneaky Pete, where the fuck you at and what are you smoking today? George, what did you light up when you got on the couch, brother? No, he's got the abuse because he's hurt himself already. Look at Terrell Owens back in the day, man. So Denver got their back-to-back championships with Elway. So at this point in time, guys, Denver had one of the best O-lines in football, period, forever. So it didn't matter. Denver had a decade probably of their O-line being so good, it didn't matter who they put as running back. They all got over 1,000 yards a year, always. So Terrell Owens was a young guy, but his career wasn't long, man. He got his back-to-back championships. He didn't play long. I mean, realistically, let's test our football knowledge. And I'm probably going to have to Google this. But name me, excluding Barry Sanders. You cannot say Barry Sanders in this question. Nobody can answer Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders was a freak before his time. Give me one running back who was consistently dominant. And when I say consistently dominant, got more than 1,000 yards rushing for more than a decade. One dominant running back for more than a decade. And I'm talking about consistently 1,000 yards rushing that stayed dominant for more than a decade. T.O. Cancer. All right, I'm going to Google. Let's pull up Emmitt Smith's stats. I think he's going to be the only one. I think you nailed it on the head, George. I think you 100% have named probably the only one. All right, here you go. You ready? Hang on. We're gonna do a presentation. Give me 1 second. Hang on. Wait, watch this. Watch this. We were about to do something. Because this is interesting. I wouldn't say Marshall Faulk was dominant for over 10 years, but George, this is a good one. I'm about to show you something. Here we go. Nope, that's not what I want to do. All right, here we go. So look right here, guys. So Emmitt played from 90 to 04, okay? Here you go. This is when he run dominant. 91, 1,500, 1,700, 1,400, 1,400, 17, 20, 1,000, 1,300, 1,300, 1,200, 10. And then you see the decline. So he went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 seasons in a row. So that would barely beat my 10-year mark where I said it had to be, okay? So this guy right here, he only played 14 years. So no matter how good Emmitt Smith was, he played 14 years and he had 4 years where he did not get over 1,000 yards. In that 03 year Arizona, he had to be hurt. He only got 256. But those 3 other years, he almost had 1,000. So this guy literally, he averaged over 1,000 yards a season. Literally. That's crazy. All right, let's look. Let's look. Look. How did I get a different player? Let's see, Adrian Peterson. Let's see if you're right, Brutus. 1. Oh, nope, that didn't work. Nope, that didn't work. Let's see. Adrian Peterson stats. Let's see. He was all over the place. He did not do it consistently. Okay. Definitely didn't do it consistently. Here you go. Here's your Adrian Peterson. Peterson, he did it his first season. So he did 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row, not one. Then he had a 2000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Since see, but you can't. So he didn't do it consistently. Adrian Peterson, I would not classify as being that because look, he had a 75, a 72, a 81, a 448. It's too sporadic. I would say he had. I would count these years. I don't think I wouldn't count 10 years of straight dominance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll give you 7 years straight. I'll take this 970 and include that because he had 2000 the next year where he almost had 1,000. So there you go. So not a decade. He didn't do a decade. So I really think Emmitt Smith is going to be our only one. That was Adrian Peterson. So Emmitt Smith definitely did it. But as you see, and you kind of see it with Emmitt Smith too, but you see it way more with Adrian Peterson because Adrian Peterson was all the Vikings had at that time. So you go and you look at Adrian Peterson that did 6, 7 years, and then you got injury after injury after injury. He had just as many fucking seasons where he didn't even have 100 yards. Adrian Peterson had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons. He didn't even get 100 yards rushing. Okay. So he played from 07 to 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He only had 8 seasons over 1,000 yards. Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't. And he did. Oh, Eric Dickerson. Okay, that's a good one. Let's check that one, George. Same thing, Georgie Pooh. Same thing. Dickerson is not not that impressive either, man. All right, here's your Eric Dickerson right here. He did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He did 5,000 yard seasons in a row, hit by 277, and then had 2 more, and then was nothing after that. So he fizzled out. He only played 10 seasons. So only played 10 seasons. So he was not dominant for 10 plus years. He was dominant for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons. 7 out of 10, not bad. Still great. But only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. So that's what I'm saying. No matter who we're going to pull up at this period, Emmitt Smith is probably the only guy that's going to give us 10 years of over 1,000 yards. Oh, Brutus. That's a good one. Let's check it out, brother. Let's check it out. Walter Payton. I think nope. Oh man, y'all killing me. Walter Payton, I thought he would be better stats than this. Yeah, I agree. Dickerson took abuse. Here, look at your Walter Payton here. So Payton, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Payton had 6 years over 1,000, followed by a lackluster year of 600, and then he followed that back up with 1, 2, 3, 4 years. So he played 12 years, but he only did it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years in a row. It's crazy. Yep, 6 years in a row. That was fun. So yeah, so it looks like, I mean, that's going to be it, man. Emmitt Smith. That's crazy. And if you notice the thing, I mean, like you can pull up 10 great wide receivers right now. Most of them probably played 15, 20 years. These running backs were playing 10 to 13 years. Emmitt Smith had the longest career out of all those guys we picked up. Mike Allstott was a fullback, and he was a fucking beast. Yeah, but he did not do it consistently 10 years straight. That was my kicker, Brutus. That was my kicker. Because running backs take abuse on their knees and their fucking legs, man. I mean, they're basically, from the time they're handed the ball, they are getting hit and knocked around and trying to bust through that shit. Where wide receivers, a lot of times, they're going to catch it and immediately get tackled. That's only one person normally hitting them, or they're fucking going to beat them and get the touchdown. Oh, 100%. Mike Allstott was built different. He was a different breed. Jerome Bettis was another big old guy, big old running back. Yeah, man, that's different. That's crazy though. Emmitt Smith, the only one that pulled 10 together. Jim Brown didn't have a long career either. Let's see how long he played. I don't even have fucking stats for Jim Brown. Jim Brown only played 9 seasons, guys. His last 4 seasons he played, his last 3 seasons he played were all over 1,000. He had 1,800 yards, 1,400, 1,500. First year he did 942, and then he did a 1,500, 1,300, 1,200, 1,400. So he had 4 in a row, followed by 996. So you might as well call that 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you count the 996, he had 8 of his 9 years with 1,000 yards. It's not bad. He did 12,000 yards rushing in 9 seasons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. Yep, 9 seasons, 12,000 yards. So he averaged 104.3 yards a game. For his whole career, he averaged 104 yards a game. Let that sink in, guys. Every game this guy played was over 100 yards rushing. I mean, Emmitt Smith was pretty dominant at that time. I mean, that's when your Cowboys were winning championships. But my point being, like most of these people, they barely had 10-year careers, barely, as running backs. So to be dominant for 10 years straight, it's crazy. Crazy. Oh, football was definitely different. They didn't care about safety. They didn't have as good as helmets, as good as pads. These guys took a beating. That's why a lot of these older guys barely made 10-year careers, where your guys now, especially quarterbacks, man. Quarterbacks and receivers play a long time. Shit, linemen are playing forever now. But running backs, statistically, I think running backs are playing 5 less years easily compared to anybody else. And that's being generous. Some are playing 8 years less. Running backs have the shorter career, if you ask me. Nope, they didn't pass the ball either. It was not as much finesse and not as much talent as QBs have now, for sure. I think the QB position, there is no comparing the old QBs to new QBs. Shit, even the wide receiver. Bo Jackson was a freak of nature, two-sport player. That game against the Bengals where it ended his career, where he dislocated his hip, went to the bench and popped his own hip back in. Man, if that injury wouldn't have happened, there's no telling what Bo Jackson would have did. Let's see what stats Bo did have. All right, Bo Jackson's NFL stats. Bo Jackson. Oh, God, guys. It's horrible. It's sad. Being in that time period, being a Bo Jackson fan and watching him, I thought he played longer. He only played 4 years. 100%, George. Steve Young was the first quarterback that was starting to run. I mean, Montana got out of pocket a little bit and would do a little scrambling, but Steve Young changed that position. So Bo Jackson only played 4 seasons, guys. 4 seasons. He had his rookie season, he ran for 554 yards. Second season, 580. Third season, 950. And his final season was 698. Bo Jackson never broke 1,000 yards rushing in his 4 seasons. That is crazy. Everybody remembers Bo Jackson as being this freak of nature and so dominant, and Bo Jackson never had 1,000 yards rushing. Never. That is crazy. Dude, that blows my fucking mind. I watched Bo then. I collected his cards. He was my favorite player. 4 seasons in NFL, and that was it. And no 1,000-yard rushing. None. Look here. Just in case. I want to show y'all this. Just in case y'all think I'm lying. Here's Bo Jackson's stats, guys. Look at that shit. 584, 580, 650, and 698. Never. Only 1 season was even close. The year before he got hurt was close to 1,000. Well, right there, George. First year he played 7 games. Second year, 10. Third year, 11. Fourth year, 10. Deion Sanders wasn't a running back. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Crazy. My fucking mind is blown today now to go back, and it just seemed like Bo Jackson was around way more than 4 seasons. For the impact he had on the sport in the fucking clips and the highlights. Techno Bowl, the original football game for Nintendo, Bo Jackson was like everybody was being the Raiders. Bo Jackson could not be stopped. And then to see Bo Jackson play 4 seasons and never got 1,000 yards rushing? How? Man, George, I remember those baseball games. Bo Jackson breaking bats, man. He would break a bat over his knee on the thick part of the bat. The one game where he just put it on his head and pulled down and broke the bat over his head, not even like slamming it. The guy just put the bat on his head and did this and broke the bat over his head. That dude was scary powerful. I even remember the fucking, what was it? The Pro Stars, the fucking cartoon on Saturdays when I was a kid. Michael Jordan, Bo Jackson, Wayne Gretzky as superheroes. It came on every Saturday morning when I was a kid. Bo Jackson was everywhere during that time. Everywhere. And that's all he did. My whole life was a lie. Okay, let's try that. NFL running 10 years straight. 1,000 yards. I don't even know if it's going to pull. Okay, here's a good stat. Okay, here we go. I got something to share. So it didn't really tell me. Oh God. So y'all gonna like this chart. This is gonna be the last chart I do today, but you're never gonna guess who the number 2 running back is. So the way it pulled it up, it gave me running backs with the most 1,000 yards rushing. Okay. So here we go. Watch this shit. Number 2 is gonna blow your fucking mind. Okay. Here we go. Number 1, Emmitt Smith had 11,000 yard seasons. Okay. Curtis fucking Martin, who nobody even mentioned, is tied number 2 with Barry Sanders. And remember, we took Barry out of the equation. I said, you can't count Barry. Barry is a freak. Walter Payton, number 4. So there's a 3-way tie in second place. You got Curtis Martin, Barry Sanders, Walter Payton. Frank fucking Gore with 9. Adrian Peterson, 8. Steven Jackson, 8. Damison Tomlinson, LT, was a freak of nature too. He's got 8. Jerome Bettis, 8. Thurman Thomas. Oh my God. Who remembers Thurman Thomas? Fucking 8. Tony Dorsett, 8. Franco Harris and Jamal Lewis, 7. Wow. That's crazy. That is crazy. Look at those names. Dude, I would not have named 8 of those guys. If you said to write 10 running backs that had the most seasons, the only one I would have thought of course, would have been Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, Peterson, and I would have pulled LT out of my ass and guessed him if I sat there and thought long enough. But yeah, you only got 4 running backs that ever did it 10 years or more. Yeah, Barry Sanders was too obvious. We know Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders' career got ended over a fucking contract dispute. He would have came back the next season. He would have shattered the fucking rushing record, and that would have been his 11th year of more than 1,000 yards rushing. So if Barry Sanders played the last season instead of retired over a contract dispute, he would be right there with Emmitt Smith and probably would have played even more years. So we would have probably at least got 3 more years out of Barry Sanders. So Barry Sanders played only 153 games. So Emmitt Smith played what's that? Is that 1 season or 2 seasons? No, that's 1 season. So he played 13 more games. So Emmitt Smith played basically 1 more season. But Barry Sanders was at the prime of his career. There is no way Barry Sanders, if that contract dispute would have went his way, wouldn't have been locked in for another 3 years, possibly even 5 years. So we were robbed of what could have been with Barry Sanders. 100% fucking robbed. Well, Drew Brees is the GOAT of QBs. Nobody has had more 5,000-yard seasons more than Drew Brees. So we know where that one's going to go. There's nobody that compares to Drew Brees' 5,000 yards receiving. So yeah, that's crazy, man. Curtis Martin, I didn't even think of Curtis Martin. Curtis Martin was with the Jets? Is that right, George? Curtis Martin, Jets? Tom Brady's the guy. I mean, it's what you base it on. If you base it on championships, Tom Brady's the GOAT. If you base it on stats, Tom Brady's not the GOAT. Does a championship make you the best, a great player? Only if you're one of the stars on the team. You know how many shit-ass players have championship rings and trophies? There are more suck-ass people with championships than good people. Yeah, Curtis Martin, man, could run. So I'm always, in my debate in a team sport game, I don't think you can base somebody's Hall of Fame on championships because it's a team game. Now, if you go to golf, you go to tennis, you go to solo sports, and you tell me somebody's got 8 championships, you're the fucking GOAT. Look at the Bulls. Chicago Bulls won 6 championships with Michael Jordan. You know how many players were good on a team of 15? 6, maybe 7. So out of those 6 championships, you had 7 people that were great players and the rest not so great, but they got championships. So can you tell me those scrubs that played for the Bulls that got 3 championships out of the first 3 Pete? Can you tell me those players are better than Charles Barkley? Barkley never got a championship. They wasn't better than Barkley. They were just on a better team. Brady broke Brees' single season passing yard record. But Drew Brees has the most 4,000 and 5,000. All right. Here you go. Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning has the most 4,000-yard seasons. He has 14. Drew Brees has 9. Tom Brady has 7. So there's your 4,000. So that now we're going to go to 5,000, okay? There's your 4,000 right there. So now let's change that to 5,000, and you're really going to see a drop-off. Dan Marino has the record for his most yards in a season. In 1984, Dan Marino threw for 5,084 yards. Drew Brees in 08 threw for 569 yards. And then he threw 5,400. So let's get a countdown of who had the most. Okay, Tom Brady has only threw for 5,000 yards 2 times. Patrick Mahomes has threw for 5,000 yards 2 times. Drew Brees has threw for 5,000 yards 5 times. There's no other quarterback more than 2. Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady have both done it twice. Drew Brees has done it 5 times. So there you go. No, I love stats, man. I love sports and stats, so I can look at that shit all day long. So yeah, there's your thing. I knew for a fact Drew Brees has more than double the 5,000-yard seasons of anybody else. All right, guys, I appreciate every one of you. We made it an hour and 15 minutes. I appreciate y'all for stopping in today. Like I said, I will be back. As long as no setbacks this week and nothing happens, I will be back streaming next Sunday. And then that will be probably 1 week for sure, because I have my surgery, not this Friday coming up, but next Friday. So next Sunday we'll stream. The following Sunday for sure And I don't know if I'll be able to smoke yet for the one after that. So realistically, we're going to miss 1 week for sure, possibly 2 weeks. But if I do miss 2 weeks, then we should be back for the third week. I should be clear to smoke again. Wait, hang on, Brutus. Who has the most overall what? In a season? Tell me what stat you want. Now, that'll be my final stat of the day. Who has the most what? Overall passing yards for a season, overall passing yards for a year. What stat do we want before I grow up? Yes, George. If the Skins win today, you owe me 5 sticks. Skins lose today, I owe you 5 sticks. Passing yards for a career. Okay. Last stat of the day. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, because Tom Brady. It was Drew Brees. Okay. So Drew Brees was number one with 80,358 when he retired. Tom Brady, because he played a couple more years, passed him and has 89,000. So 89,000 for Tom Brady. Okay. So 89,000 first place. Drew Brees second place, 80,000. The next closest person to either one of those guys is Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning threw for 71,940. Number 4 is Brett Favre. Him and Peyton are real close. It was 71,838. And then the next closest, number 5, is 5,000 less yardage, and that's Ben Roethlisberger, 64,000. So Tom Brady has thrown 15,000 yards more than number 5 Tom Brady. He's threw 9,000 more than Drew Brees. So I don't see anybody taking this for Tom Brady. So I did get to see Brees break this record. I did see Brees hold it for several years because he beat Peyton Manning's record. And then Tom Brady did edge out and get it. So Tom Brady is number 1 for yards in his career. But that's also the times we live in. The one thing you're seeing here is all 5 of these QBs played during our lifetime. And why are they so high? Evolution of the game and longevity of careers. Modern medicine, protection of these players. Quarterbacks are playing longer now than they used to. So that's why they're so far ahead of everybody else. And that's why you're seeing that. But yeah, that's it. And I'll go out with saying can't base a career off championships and say they're the GOAT or not the GOAT in a team sport. A lot of sorry-ass people have more championships than some of the most legendary Hall of Fame career players. There are more people in basketball and football with championships that will never make the Hall of Fame than there are people in the Hall of Fame without championships. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Marino was a beast too. He didn't have those high yardage seasons. There are more people in the Hall of Fames with no championships than probably with people with championships. But there are, just because you got a championship don't mean you're a Hall of Famer. Because you got to think on all these championship teams. Let's say football, okay? So football has a lot of players on both sides of the field. So let's just say, on average, a Super Bowl winning team, 10 years, 15 years later, probably won't even have 5 people make the Hall of Fame that were on that team. And that's why you can't base a championship on a Hall of Fame career. It's not going to happen. 95% of championship winning players will not make the Hall of Fame. And they won a championship with that team. The only way they're going to make a Hall of Fame is if that team is inducted into the Hall of Fame as a team. But solo, I would say 95% of people on a championship winning team never make the Hall of Fame, no matter what sport you're in. Basketball, your teams are a lot smaller. Football, but think about it. You all, in the history of you watching sports, have seen a lot of championship winning players, and they don't go to the Hall of Fame. They don't have the individual accolades to get them in the Hall of Fame, but they may have numerous championship titles, but were never good enough individually to be in the Hall of Fame. So that's why I'm a firm believer in you can't base Hall of Fame status on the amount of championships you had. Can't do it. I go basketball. Shaquille O'Neal, one of the best, if not the best center to ever play basketball. He had several championships. Charles Barkley, one of the best forwards to ever fucking play the game. One dominant, round mound of the rebound. No championships. Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame player, man. Karl Malone, one of my favorites growing up. Number 2 all-time scoring list. No championship. Multiple 2-time NBA MVP. Numerous All-Stars. Other records. John Stockton, all-time leader in assists. No championship. Hall of Fame career, though. Hall of Fame career. All right, guys. I'm out. Appreciate all y'all stopping by. Like I said, unless I have a setback this week, we will be back next Sunday, and then we'll have to take a 1 to 2 week hiatus after my surgery, but we will be back. Backstreet's back. All right. All right, guys, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy some football. We got football in a couple hours. All right, guys. Later.